Hi, I'm Lisa Richter, the Volunteer Coordinator for KQED. First off, I want to thank you for volunteering. We truly appreciate that you gave up your time to help us in our fundraising efforts. Individual contributions provide nearly 60% of our funding, and your support is critical to our success. In a moment, you will watch a training video walking you through the steps to take donations. I know that doing something for the first time can sometimes be a bit unnerving. There are volunteer supervisors on the pledge set to help you and are always available to answer questions and offer assistance. After your first couple of calls, I am sure you will feel comfortable and you will have a great time. Again, thank you for volunteering. I hope you have an enjoyable experience and will continue to be part of our KQED family. Now please watch as we explain how to take a pledge.
Welcome to Simple Pledge. As the name implies, taking a pledge is a relatively simple and straightforward process. You begin by logging into the system by entering your name and selecting Login. When you log in, you are presented with this disclaimer. It simply states that by signing it, you agree to protect the confidential information you will be seeing. Simple Pledge is used to take pledges for both our television and radio pledge drives. Although similar, there are some differences, so it's important that you select the correct activity. Since this presentation is providing a radio pledge overview, you select KQED FM radio. This is the first page of the pledge form. It looks a little complicated, but once you get the lay of the land, you'll find it pretty straightforward. First, let's look at the blue text to the left. The red text may be ignored. This is a script you can use when talking to a caller. Once you get familiar with the process, you can make it your own. We have two categories of pledge: sustainer and one-time donation. Someone wishing to be a sustainer tells us how much they would like to pledge, say $15 a month, and how they would like to pay for the pledge. For example, credit card. We deduct that amount until they tell us to stop. As the name implies, a one-time donation is just that. We will accept any pledge above $5. Although we would like to receive a one-time payment for a one-time donation, we do offer, if the caller requests it, an installment payment plan. For pledges of $15 per month, $180 per year, or more, we offer a variety of thank you gifts. There are no thank you gifts for pledges less than $15 per month or $180 per year. For most pledge breaks, we offer a bonus gift for those who call in early. If a caller wishes to have a thank you gift and a bonus gift is available for the pledge value, they may have both. We'll explain more about bonus gifts during studio training. When the pledge amount has been given and the thank you gift selected, select Next in the lower right-hand corner to move to the next page. This is where you enter the caller's name, their phone number, and email address. We like to have the caller's phone number and email address so that we can provide a confirmation email of their pledge, or call them if there is a problem with their pledge. KQED does not share this information. If the caller does not wish to give us their phone number and/or their email address, you must indicate so by selecting the box just to the right of the entry field. Before we leave this page, notice that each page of the pledge form has its own tab. For example, dollar amount gift, contact info, etc. Notice, too, that some tabs are green, some red, and the one we are currently on, blue. Green indicates that all necessary information for that page of the form has been entered. Red indicates that the page has not been completed or there is necessary information that needs to be entered. To successfully complete a pledge, all the tabs must be green. The gray confirmation tab can be ignored. To move to the next page of the pledge, you can either select Next at the lower right or select the Page tab. Let's go to the next page. As the title of the page indicates, this is where we obtain the caller's address information. Note that the street number is entered in a box separate from the street name. Note also that if the caller has a P.O. Box address, there is a box to select this option. Once the address information has been entered, you must select the red Verify Address button to verify the address against a postal database. Sometimes the address isn't in the database and it will not verify. If that happens, there will be an override button that can be selected if the caller verifies that you have obtained the correct address. On the next page, we will enter the caller's preferred payment method. When this page is initially displayed, there is just one button, Payment Method. Selecting it displays a window with a drop-down selection list. We accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover credit cards. If the caller wishes to use a debit card, it is treated just like a credit card. We don't need the PIN number. In addition to credit or debit cards, the caller may pay by either check or electronic funds transfer. If they choose this option, they will be sent an invoice. Then they return the invoice with their check or their bank routing number, plus the account number from which the funds are to be withdrawn. Once you have selected the payment method and entered the card number and expiration date, if they are paying by credit or debit card, select Save to go to the next page of the pledge. However, before we leave this page, it is important to know that this is the only place credit card information may be entered in the pledge form. If there are special instructions relative to the pledge, this is where you would enter them. For example, if the caller has selected a thank you gift consisting of a pair of tickets to see a performance and they need wheelchair access, you would enter that information here. Another example would be a request for aisle seating because of a leg injury. Whatever special instructions the caller has requested, please be as specific as possible. What shouldn't be entered here are general comments, such as likes or dislikes for a particular KQED program, an on-air personality, frequency of pledge drives, etc. Lastly, we arrive at the review page. Here we would like you to read this page verbatim back to the caller. It serves two purposes. It's our verbal contract with the caller, summarizing what gifts they have selected, the amount of their pledge, whether they have made a sustaining pledge or a one-time donation, and the amount per installment if they have elected to pay in installments. And it's a check as to whether or not you have taken the pledge information correctly. For example, the caller may have wished to make a one-time donation, but you have mistakenly selected sustaining. If you have made an error, it is easily corrected by returning to the proper tab. Before we say our final thank you, we want to ask the caller if they would like to be transferred to a voicemail box to record a testimonial. Instructions for making the transfer will be provided during studio training. Once the caller has been transferred or hung up, select the Submit button to save the pledge. And that's it. Well, almost. Once the pledge has been submitted, volunteers in the studio no longer have access to the pledge and cannot make any corrections that might be remembered later. This page gives us one final chance if needed. As you can see, it summarizes the pledge in just a few lines and gives you two choices. Finish, i.e. submit the pledge as taken, or finish with comment. If you notice something in this final review that is incorrect, select Finish with comment. A form we use for non-donations, which we'll explain during studio training, will appear. Select Member Services in the Contact Type drop-down menu, and then type your correction in the message area. The red banner is a reminder that credit card information cannot be entered in this form. When you have completed your message, select Send to submit. You may need to scroll down to see the Send button. That's it, really. You have taken a pledge and helped KQED raise needed funds.